What's going on, everybody? We got Brian here with Soccer Pro, and today we're taking a more detailed look at the Copa Mundial and the Copa 17.1. And if you haven't already, please check out our last video that we did that is a brief view of the two shoes. It's a bit of a comparison, whereas this video we're going to go a little more in depth, and we just hope you enjoy. So here we got the Copa Mundial and the Copa 17.1, and what you see here is a sprint frame outsole that you would see on the Ace lineup, and here we have direct inject studs on the bottom of this, and the configuration is actually relatively similar. Really the difference being that the studs on the bottom here are a little closer together, and there's an additional stud on the outside of the sole plate there. And although both of these are of a very high quality, I do prefer the 17.1, and a lot of that has to do with the external heel counter that's in it. The heel counter is padded quite a bit more than the original Copa, which isn't a negative thing because it's the heel counter in the original Copa is it's still very high quality. I just prefer the additional padding here so that my foot doesn't move around as much. And so in wearing both the Copa Mundial and the Copa 17.1, I actually preferred the fit of the 17.1. I thought that it had a better lockdown feel than the Mundial. I found that my foot slid a little bit around the heel area, and thus when that was sliding, my toes were subsequently able to move around up top, and that's not anything that happened with the 17.1, which I really liked. I really liked being secure in the shoe and having the confidence that I could cut quickly and make moves on the ball without slipping or having my ankle turn or anything like that. So when we started this video, we did it with the intentions of figuring out whether or not there's a successor here for the Copa Mundial. And as far as I can tell, no, there's not. The Copa Mundial will never go away, but the 17.1 is a very good addition to the Copa lineup. So really, they're quite literally the same boot, with the exception of a few modern additions. The sprint frame outsole, the neoprene tongue on the Copa 17.1, as well as the addition of the extra padding and the heel area. The heel counter is much sturdier than it is in the Copa Mundial. But having said that, the Copa Mundial is still a very high quality shoe, and it's never going to go away. So in short, the Copa Mundial is the Copa 17.1. The only difference being that this one's newer, this one's older. And that's evidenced by how premium the Kangaroo leather is on the Copa Mundial, and the modern updates, the sprint frame outsole, as well as the neoprene tongue, and the additional comfort in the back on the heel counter. So one thing I thought that was really cool is that Adidas included a cheeky little call out to the original World Cup Copa with the design on the bottom. As you can see it actually mimics what the World Cup Copa looked like whenever it first came out. The leather on the Copa Mundial, if you can imagine putting leather over a pillow and then laying your foot on that pillow and then kicking something, that's essentially what you get with this. Very comfortable, very high quality leather. All the way throughout, all the way through the tongue, the heel, everywhere. Whereas on the 17.1, it's still high quality Kangaroo leather. It's not as soft as the Copa Mundial, but the anterior portion of the shoe where the heel counter is all made of synthetic. And then you have the tongue area, which is made of neoprene, which you see on the Pure Cut sock for the Pure Chaos, for instance, and it gives it a different feel on the ball, especially whenever you go to strike it, hitting a knuckleball or something, or if you're juggling. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but I still preferred the Copa 17.1 over the Mundial, and most of that had to do with the difference in weight. There's a pretty noticeable difference in weight, and some of that comes from the new sprint frame outsole being very lightweight, but I also preferred the heel counter on the 17.1 because there's quite a bit more padding, and that extra padding helps lock the foot down. So yeah, I'd get this, but I'd also get this. But if I had to pick, I'd get this from Soccer Pro today, now. I'm Brian with Soccer Pro, and just want to say thanks for watching. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, please leave that in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And again, this has been a comparison of the Copa Mundial as well as the Copa 17.1, and this is what I choose. What do you choose? Brian out.